Howdy, hot shots. Beaming to you from Not a Financial Advisor land with not financial advice. It's Kevin with Earth 2 Mastery, and it's time to take over the Warner Media world. So grab your bee, because all these characters are going to create a lot of buzz. We're going to dig into what kind of characters we might be anticipating drops from based on this one connection that VeVe has. So right here, I'm on the VeVe Token Tracker app. You can get to that on token.veve.me if you want to look at that for yourself. And I was going to dig into the Twitter account of VeVe and see who they were following, because it seems like they're mostly only following people that have done artwork for them or people that or companies that they have licenses with. So I feel like that might be kind of a way that they leak out who they're going to have future licenses with. And I was going to go through them, but I just got stumped. I got dumbfounded. I was like, Warner Media has so many licenses. It needs its own video. We're going to have to go through their Twitter account later, because I just got so excited thinking about all of the companies that Warner Media has partnerships with or owns outright. And the first one right there in their profile, they've got here that they're the home of HBO Max and HBO. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to get Game of Thrones. Not confirmed, guys, but Game of Thrones. I need a direwolf. I need a White Walker. I need the Iron Throne. Oh my gosh, there's going to be a lot of really good collectibles that come out of Game of Thrones, and it was hugely popular too. Or maybe even Sopranos. Could you imagine Sopranos? Get like a Tony Soprano collectible, maybe the Bada Bing, right? We get some Sopranos collectibles out of that HBO partnership. That could be really, really good. Okay, but let's take a look at the other stuff that Warner Media has. They own or have partnerships with all of these companies. And that might be even how we got DC Entertainment's licenses, because obviously a lot of the licenses that VeVe has already are all interconnected in some way. Like the Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network is a big license, and it's interconnected with DC, and it's interconnected with, uh-oh guys, I froze down there. Let's get me back up there. File. Oh man, this happens all the time. My wife needs to get me a new computer. What do you guys think? Probably get me a new computer. That way I stop freezing, because it just jams everything up. Okay, guys, so I'm back. I'm going to put myself float on top there. And we were looking at the Cartoon Network, DC Entertainment, all interconnected with Warner Brothers. And so that's how a lot of licenses come to be. So if you can find a license that they already have and then find companies that those licenses are connected with, I mean, in fact, that's why I kind of think that maybe we might get Pokemon. I mean, with Al Kahn already having all those Pokemon connections, and then David Yu having his Pokemon connections, and you get all these people interconnected. Connections are where you get those licenses from, right? I mean, you can't just stroll into Warner Brothers and be like, hey, I want a license. You got to know people, and those people know people. We got some movies down here that Warner Media put out that I think might work out to be a lot of good collectibles too. Dirty Harry, Clint Eastwood, do you feel lucky? Well, do you, right? Like if we could get Dirty Harry calling that kid a punk as a collectible, I would do that. Superman, Blade Runner, that's huge. National Lampoon's Vacation, you know you would get the station wagon. You know what? Gag has a crush on Uncle Eddie. She wants an Uncle Eddie collectible. She just thinks he's the man. You got Police Academy, Lethal Weapon, Lost Boys, Free Willy. We get an orca. We get a whale. Is an orca really a whale? I'm not really sure. Deep Blue Sea. You got all the Oceans movies. Those would make good collectibles. Scooby-Doo. Oh man, that's like me. I tried to buy all the Mermaid Corners, and I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids. Oh well, we got Monsterverse. Obviously, we already have the license for that. Lego Movie was the biggest one in there that I thought, man, that would be really good if we were able to get some of the Lego characters as collectibles, especially if they're interactive or if you can stack them together. That could turn out to be a really big franchise for them. So I think that maybe they should look into doing some collectibles for the Lego Movie. But you can see months and months worth of drops just from the movies that they have. From HBO alone, you've got more drops. This is just bigger than any of us think. That's what I think. Even if you get all of these world famous brands, it's going to drag everybody in. They're going to go and look at other brands that they like. They're going to buy those collectibles. Then they're going to buy Ecomi. Then they're going to want to stake Ecomi. Then they're going to want to be master collectors. Like it's just going to grow and grow and grow. Like I think the future is very bright for VeVe with all of these great licenses and the high quality AR digital collectibles with the detail that they've got. And I know some people have been complaining and saying that they think that they haven't been communicated well with lately, but I actually disagree. I think that they've done a really good job with marketing without blowing it up too fast and too big. Now it's been faster than what they expected probably, and so they've had to play catch up with the app. But they haven't been out there like advertising so much that they're bringing in millions of people. They're trying to catch up to the user base that's growing organically. And then after they're already good with all of that user base, I imagine they're probably going to start doing more advertising so that they can bring people in. What I think that they should probably do, it would probably be the cheapest and the best return on advertising for them is some sort of an affiliate program where people can recommend that their friends come in and buy digital collectibles, right? That seems to work really well for a lot of people, and you don't have to outlay a lot of cash, which means they wouldn't have to sell off a bunch of OMI, and then people wouldn't get mad because they were dumping OMI to get the money to do all this advertising, right? Giveaways, they could probably do giveaways. They already keep 40 of each collectible when they let it out. So presumably they're going to use those for giveaways in the future, which could stir up a lot of activity, especially if you are able to get those giveaways being run by big influencers or being run by the companies that own the licenses. For instance, I think I didn't see it at the time, but I think back in November of last year, they were doing a giveaway on like some of the DC websites. So if they were able to do that consistently, it would bring in a lot of those fans who are obviously prone to purchasing those items already. So that could be really good for them. One of the biggest things that I wanted to see about the Warner Media licenses was the cartoon characters, because obviously I remember watching them right on Saturday morning, all the reruns. I don't even know if there were a lot of episodes of each one of them. It's just that we watched them over and over again, but they got a lot of really great characters when it comes to Warner Media. And so we just got a list of them up here that's just, it's not even a full list. It's just a partial list, but you got Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, right? I mean, who doesn't want an Elmer Fudd collectible unless maybe it's a little bit too violent? I can guarantee Yosemite Sam is a little bit too violent. Foghorn Leghorn, he's built like I am, so I like that dude. And then one of the ones that was really sticking out to me was Tasmanian Devil, Speedy Gonzalez, Wile E. Coyote, and the Roadrunner. Meep, meep. And if you could have like an Acme box that falls out of the sky on your Wile E. Coyote, if it was an animated collectible, I would just love to see him go splat. And then because they can animate some of the collectibles, if they could have the Roadrunner where his legs like start spinning and then he takes off and goes meep, meep, that would be a great collectible. So you can just see all these classic cartoons, and then of course you get into some of the DC characters there. But just months and months worth of drops, hundreds of thousands of collectibles worth of drops, especially as they're growing. Like you saw with the DeLorean, they're growing their mintings to meet demand. And that just means that tons of OMI burn over the next year or two with all of these huge drops that I believe are going to be coming. So it's important to stay on top of what's happening with VeVe. Gag says she might grab another bag of OMI since there's a dip. I don't know. We hodling. We got them diamond hands. But she says she might need to save her money for that Uncle Eddie collectible. Okay, guys? So say OMI is my homie for the algos down below and get to sub it.